Debt. If you feel completely over your head with bills you cannot possibly pay, there are reputable resources available to help. Be careful who you work with. Many shady businesses promising to relieve you of your debt operate under the guise of a nonprofit. Be assured they have found a way to legally make a profit off of your difficult situation. What are some things I can do on my own to reduce debt? Knowing how much you owe and to whom will help you get organized and focused on what you need to do to reduce your debt. In addition to paying your bills on time every month, and if necessary, discussing new terms with your creditors, there are several other things you can do. You can start with creating a debt reduction plan. You want to be able to achieve small victories as you work to reduce your debt. One strategy for reducing your debt is to pay off your smallest debt first. In order to create a debt reduction plan, you should first get the big picture of your debt. List all your debt on the debt reduction plan handout that you can download included in this training module. Make note of low balances or balances with high interest rates or APR. Decide which balance makes the most sense to pay off first. Then begin paying as much as you can to pay off that balance. Again, look for victories. Select a debt that you think you can pay off in a short amount of time, then move on to pay off another one. Tips for making the most of your debt reduction plan. After you have created your debt reduction plan, you can make the most of your plan by doing the following. If you completed the Spending Leaks handout in the Spending Leaks and Smart Goals module, look to see what items you can do without. Small expenses add up over time. If you completed your expenses handout in the spending module, look to see which ones you can do without. What lower cost alternatives might be available? Using your credit card is a quick fix when cash is tight, but an expensive one. Try to avoid using your credit card except for emergencies, only events that affect life's basic needs. Discuss realistic payment plans with the companies or persons to whom you owe money. Places like hospitals, doctor's office, or the landlord. Consider applying for and using a low-rate, low-cost credit card. Stay on top of due dates for all of your bills and any collection notices. Pay something on each bill. Again, stay in touch with your creditors and try to work out a realistic payment plan instead of skipping a payment. About bankruptcy, foreclosure, and repossession. If you are suffering severe financial stress, you may feel like you need to take extreme measures as a way to relieve the increasing stress. Each measure discussed in this section, bankruptcy, foreclosure, and repossession, might be avoided if you reach out for some help and make a plan. In some cases, they can't be avoided. Bankruptcy. Health-related bankruptcy is on the increase for all Americans, especially for families of children with special needs. Bills are increasing, and the time that it takes to keep up with them can become a challenge when also caring for your child. When you do finally open the bills and start adding things up, you might find that you're in financial trouble. What should I do if I think I'm in serious financial trouble? There are 4 steps you can take if you think you are in serious financial trouble. First, you might find some relief through current federal laws that address patient protection. Second, don't turn medical debt into credit card debt. Credit card debt is one of the most expensive debts of all, with high interest rates and recurring fees on unpaid balances. As a general rule, do not use your credit cards to pay your medical bills. Third, review your debt reduction plan found in this module. You might get ideas on how to improve your finances. Fourth, contact the National Foundation for Credit Counseling and explain your situation. Someone may be able to offer a debt solution that works for you. If none of those provide a workable solution, contact a bankruptcy lawyer for additional advice. Filing for bankruptcy. Filing for bankruptcy should always be the last possible option. It is a very serious credit decision. Bankruptcy is the most harmful thing you can do to your credit. It can stay on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. During that time, you might be able to get a loan or credit card, but you will pay high rates of interest and high fees. There are 2 types of bankruptcy, Chapter 13 and Chapter 7. For each one, you must pay a fee to file for bankruptcy and any fees charged by your lawyer. Before considering whether or not to file, ask yourself the question, what do I need to do differently so I don't get in the same financial trouble again? Chapter 13. Chapter 13 bankruptcy is usually a debt repayment plan that you discuss with your creditors. You may be able to work it out and have some of your debt reduced. The payment plan stays in effect over a period of 3 to 5 years. Chapter 13 bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 7 years from the date you make your final payment of the negotiated plan. You can consider filing for Chapter 13 bankruptcy when you think you can pay off your debt in 3 to 5 years. Chapter 7. Filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy means that all of your debts will be erased and you can start your credit life over. This type of bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 10 years from the date of filing. You should only consider filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy if you think you can't pay off your debt in 3 to 5 years, even if the amount could be reduced. Foreclosure. Failure to pay a mortgage payment, called a fault or delinquency, occurs when a mortgage payment is 30 days past due. While each lender handles this situation differently, a foreclosure can occur when a mortgage payment is about 90 days past due. At that time, the bank that approved the mortgage loan can give a notice of sale. This means your lender can legally sell your home through a public auction. On the date of the auction, you will be required to move out of your home. Information related to a foreclosure can stay on your credit report for 7 years. What should I do if I can't pay my mortgage? If you're unable to pay your mortgage or have missed mortgage payments, take action immediately. As tempting as it might be, do not wait. The 4 most important things to do are: call your lender immediately and explain your situation. Because foreclosures are expensive for banks, they may be more likely to look for alternatives to foreclosure. Be prepared to discuss a payment plan. Ultimately, you'll want to work one out that is acceptable for both you and your lender. Ask what fees or charges might be waived. Find a counselor from Housing and Urban Development or HUD for support and suggestions on how to keep your house. Contact HUD to learn about programs that provide eligible homeowners opportunities to modify their mortgages to make them more affordable. Stay in touch with your lender as you implement your payment plan to get back on track with your finances. Avoid foreclosure prevention companies. Like credit repair and debt relief companies, their aim is to profit off of your difficult situation, not to help you keep your home and protect your credit. Repossession. If you miss payments on your car loan, your lender can legally take the car from you or repossess it. The lender really owns your car until you pay off the loan in full. If you've missed a car loan payment or think you're about to miss one, take the same types of actions previously described for missing credit card or mortgage payments. Call your lender immediately, explain your situation, discuss a payment plan, and ask what fees or charges might be waived. Using many of the strategies suggested in the previous training modules may help you avoid taking drastic measures such as bankruptcy, foreclosure, and repossession.